Kyle Stockwell, and my project is on the Halligan bar, which you can see right there. My thesis statement: I believe the Halligan bar is one of the most innovative fire department tools from the 1900s. There's the bar again, and that is this size. It has three different areas right there, there, and there. History of the bar. This tool was invented in the 1940s. Chief Hugh Halligan was the creator, and he was from New York City. This is Hugh Halligan right there, and there is his bar. This bar was based on the Kelly tool. The Kelly tool is like a predecessor of the bar. It's different, but this is a more innovative and has more multi uses. Like it has more uses to it. And then he wanted to have a tool that was lightweight and effective with multiple uses, like I just said. This bar became so popular, firefighters started buying them on their own before the department would for them. So uh, it was such a popular item, they would buy them with their own money for themselves before their department would fund them, which is pretty interesting. By the 1950s, the Halligan bar was used on every Boston fire truck. And there's Halligan again with his bar. And I think that would be an X, and I'm sure this might be the three that are connected into the Halligan bar. I might be showing that as a demonstration. History of the bar. The original design of the bar is no longer used, but new iterations are. So this is what a newer one would look like. It's pretty much the same. It might be a little different and slightly more effective or useful. The description of the tool: the Halligan bar is normally a piece of steel. It's 4140 steel, approximately 30 to 36 inches, and around 11 pounds. They come in many different sizes, so it could be inside or outside of those parameters. Description of the tool: a multi-purpose tool for prying, twisting, punching, and striking. Uh, as you can see, the Halligan bar is wedged in between this door, and the fireman is using the back of his axe to push that in farther so he can pry and wedge that door open. It has a claw, a blade, and a pick. This helps when prying doors open or trying to gain entry to the building. Breaking into places people could be trapped. So the shaft is in the middle, the blade, the pick is on this side, and the fork is on this side. It can be used to break locks, chains, or other objects in the way. So as you can see, the pick is being driven into the lock, and it's going to be use leverage and pry, and hopefully the lock pops open. Fork. The fork is the one side of the bar, and it's used to pry open doors using leverage. As you can see, the fireman is wedging the fork into the crack of the door, trying to break it open. And the fireman is also using his axe to try and push it in farther. The pick can be used to break through a surface or get something out of the way. So that can be used to puncture walls, can be used for many different purposes. And the blade can be used to cut through surfaces and debris and clear debris. So it can be used to move debris out of the way. It can be used to break through surfaces. That could be a wall, that could be a table, that could be anything. Anything that just depends on the circumstances. It can be used for a stepping stool, like a step to look into a window, or even climb into the window or a higher area, as you can see in the picture, which is pretty unique. I didn't know you could do that with this tool, and I think that's pretty cool. This can be slung over your back for easy access, or and gives you free hands as well. So as you can see, fireman has it on his back, and he's able to get it pretty easily, and it's not very heavy, not in the way. This tool can also be used to shut off meter valves, as you can see right here. I'm not sure if this is an actual Halligan bar, but it has the fork like it would. And as you can see, the Halligan bar would be able to use for this as well. It makes it easier on the firemen. Why is this tool so effective? This tool is so effective because it combines three tools into one. It's lightweight and easy to carry. It has the ability to have many uses and the ability to gain entry into buildings. You could also say clearing debris, breaking locks, things of that sort. Also, the availability and price. This tool is relatively common and cheap to buy. If you do a simple Google search, you can see that they're very easy to get. Longevity. This tool has been around for a long time and will be around much longer. Who uses this tool and where? This tool can be found in probably every fire department because it's so common. It is one of the most effective tools a fireman can carry. As you can see, the pick is being used on a lock again. Real life situations of the Halligan bar in use. For example, the pick could be used to puncture a hole in a roof to create a ventilation point. So as you can see, the fireman is on top of the roof when the building is most likely on fire, and he could be using the pick to puncture a hole in the roof to create ventilation. This bar could be used to break a padlock on a door, or even break through a wall to get someone who is stuck. So it all depends on the circumstances, but you could use it to break through a door, get someone out of a place they're trapped. The bar has many uses. And I have a YouTube video demonstrating how the bar works.
Hi, I'm John Buckheit, and I'm back with Fire Engineering for another training minute. We're going to take a look today at the traditional Halligan tool, and specifically the fork end, and try and describe some of its features and the why and how of using the fork end to get residential doors, inward opening doors. If you look at this tool, it has various parts: the adze, the point, the head, the shaft, and the fork. The fork has two sides, the bevel and the concave, and also we would refer to these as the teeth. If you look at your door, you have to size it up before you're going to do anything. What we have here is a simulation of a metal door in a metal frame. Traditionally, we were taught, take the Halligan, put the bevel towards the door. We would go a few inches above or below the lock. It's important to not be on the lock. We would put it in on a slight angle, and we would begin to force, and we would try to steer the fork end around the jamb. Now, if the frame is wood, and we wind up penetrating that frame with the teeth of the fork, it goes right through it, and it really doesn't hinder us. Once we're well past it, we can throw the tool, and the bevel part exerts force on the door, breaking the lock or pulling out the screws or spreading the lock out of its keeper, and we gain entry. A problem is if you're not careful and you're new at it, when you begin to force it and it's a metal frame, the teeth can create a dent in that frame, trapping the tool, making it harder to steer that tool around the frame. A experienced operator of this tool can feel the resistance. Sometimes you can hear it, and your lack of progress will also indicate that you're hitting the door frame. So to counter that, you want to just be sensitive to it and work at trying to steer that fork around the frame. Alternately, if you size up and you say, all right, I have a steel frame, I have a steel door, you could start with the concave portion of the Halligan towards the door. It's less effective when you go to throw the tool because the bevel can't push on the door, and the adze will stop your progress from getting a full throw on the door. But the advantage is the curved portion of the fork is now towards the door, and it will help you steer past that metal frame and get good initial purchase. You can throw the tool as far as you can, retract the tool, put it in now, bevel side to the door, give it a push, and you should be able to get the door. We're going to have Billy and Timmy come in now. They're going to actually force this door, and they're going to show you first the wrong way and encounter a little bit of problem, and then they're going to overcome that problem. Hold it. What we have here is Timmy has chosen to put the bevel side of the fork towards the door. And unfortunately, he was not able to steer the fork around that metal frame. He's probably dimpled into it now, and it's trapped the teeth of the fork there. And so they're spending a lot of energy trying to get past it. What he wants to do now to correct that is he's going to retract that tool out. He's going to go concave side of the fork to the door, and that's going to help steer him around that door. And they're going to get a partially get through this door. They're going to keep what they got, take a door chock or an axe, keep what they have, retract the tool, reverse it, put the bevel to the door, and then finish forcing this door.
Hit, 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 stop.
Hopefully we've taken a little bit of the mystery out of when you would use the concave side of the fork to the door, when we would use the bevel side of the fork to the door, and cleared up why and when you would do it, how to recover if you did have a problem. Thank you for watching. It's been another Training Minute with Fire Engineer.
In conclusion, the halogen bar is a timeless piece of engineering that will be effective for a very long time. I believe this piece of equipment is one of the most important tools a fireman can carry. Here are my references that I used, and thank you.